everybody, it's Gypsy. And, for obvious reasons, I have been thinking a lot about the way things are, not just in our country, but I think the entire world. I have thought about that a lot throughout my life. I always felt something was wrong ever since I was a little girl. And it caused me a great deal of depression, and I did my best to conform. It didn't work for me, etc. And I'm like, something's got to change. Everybody, your parents and everybody telling you, as you're growing up, you have to do this, you have to do that. That's just the way things are. But that's wrong. No. Who said? Did you ever think about whoever said that that's the way things are and that's the way it has to be done? Who? Unless you heard Creator God, Source God, with your ears tell you this is the way it has to be, then it was a human being who said it. Okay? If it's another human being saying it, come on, you got to think about that. And it always has been. It always has been. Other human beings who want power and control telling you, you have to do this, you have to do that. That's just the way it is. So like when your parents told you that and their parents told them that was because the powers that want to be brainwashed everybody with that. Okay, and if you want to say that's what the Bible says, or that's what religion says, or whatever religious text you go by, think about it. All right, with Christianity, there was a time the church was pretty much the government. And if they weren't, or when they weren't, they were working hand in hand with the government. And so that is how these things came about. Whether you want to hear that or not, it's true. Okay? Now, I'm one of those people, I have a great deal of confidence in humanity. And I feel very positive about our future and what we're capable of. So I see the extremism on both sides, okay? If you're on the left, you have to be 100% this one way. If you're on the right, you have to be 100% this one way. And, we're human beings who, we don't really work like that. We don't. We're all unique individuals. And there is no way you can belong to a group and agree with 100% of everything everybody says. It's just not possible. And if you say you do, I think you're lying. I do. So we have to remember, we cannot put all our eggs in one basket, okay? We have to remember, when we elect a leader for our country or any other country, it's the same thing. That person is a human being. There are no saviors. That person is just as fallible as anybody else. Now, I'm not saying whether the person's good or bad or anything. I'm just stating the way human beings are. So, my point is, there are no saviors. So we cannot elect somebody to be president and expect them to save our country. That's not really the way it works. It is up to us, we the people, to save ourselves and our country. And yes, whether you are liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whatever, we can all work together despite our differences to save our country. Because with this being the United States, we should have the freedom and the right to be our own unique individual selves with our own unique beliefs and stuff like that. So we need to put those aside and unite to save this country and get back our freedoms. Because I am a libertarian, and I'm going to tell you, we were never meant to have a government this big and this controlling. And it is way too controlling. The main purpose of the government is to protect the country and its citizens, from attack. not regulate every little thing. Oh, you can't buy that toilet paper because it's not safe for you. Or create fear just so they can get more control. No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. So we need to remember that, yes, we can all be different, but we can all unite to save this country. And you live the life you want, but do not force your lifestyle on someone else. I don't care if you're left, right, in between. You don't force that on other people. Not everybody wants the lifestyle you have. And who cares if they agree with you or not? If I don't agree with you, what difference does it make to you? It shouldn't matter. What I think of you is none of your business. You just go live your life. Just don't hurt anybody. Okay? And you know, don't force it on anybody else. Because I have seen the conservatives and the liberals force their lifestyles on others. Okay? Two totally opposite perspectives. What are they? Really? And you're going out evangelizing about them and trying to get everybody to, you know, convert to your way. You got to think about that. Both sides do it, and we got to stop doing that. We have to have enough confidence in who we are, individually and in each other, to be, okay, that's your path, and this is my path, and it's okay. We need to do what we need to do for our own growth, for our own purposes. And as long as you're not hurting anybody, so be it. But we need to get our freedoms back. We need to remember that we, the people, are the people. They were supposed to be working for us. But no, we're their slaves. How did that happen? What's really going on? Maybe there's something more than just our government. No, we were never meant for our lives to be like this. To be told, especially as an adult. I mean, when you're a child and your parents, you know, they're raising you, they're teaching you how to be responsible and teaching you how to be safe, that's a different story. But when you're well into adulthood and you still have people telling you what you should and shouldn't do and what is and is not good for you, or what you can and cannot do with the things you own, come on, people, there's a problem there. And I've always felt that way. And I remember like 8 years ago, I used to write blogs about this. I would do videos about this kind of stuff. People would either ignore me or tell me I'm crazy. It was like I was always talking to a brick wall. These days, people are hearing me. Thank God, finally. But all my life, even as a small child, I always felt something was wrong. These are not the lives we're supposed to be living. Why do we never get to the point where we have freedom, and why are we always answering to somebody else? You're an adult. Act like it. Be responsible. Answer only to you. You know, if you have a partner or whatever, all right, you work together. But this always having somebody to answer to. Well, I want to know who the hell is at the very, very top that everybody's answering to, and who does that person answer to? Who's holding them accountable for whatever? It needs to stop. Okay, we are humans, which means we are spiritual beings incarnated in physical bodies right now, and we have more power than we have been led to believe. I believe there was a time in human history we knew what we were capable of and who we truly are, and they brainwashed it right out of us so that they could gain control. And it was a very slow and steady process, and here we are. So in order to save this country, vote for who you feel like it. But remember, it's we the people who save the country. And even that I have problems with, because when my boys were little, I used to think that voting was extremely important, to the point I would bring my 2 little boys with me when I went voting. And then the year 2000 came along, I think it was 2000, at a time when we started to have technology and stuff for voting. And all of a sudden, the results of the election are delayed because there was a problem in Florida with something called hanging Chads, whoever the hell Chad is. Why he was hanging, I don't know. But anyways, I'm hearing something about that's the reason they started changing, going to technology for voting. But I remember we used to, you know, before computers and stuff like that, we'd go vote manually. They were counted manually, and 11 o'clock news, they were already telling you, well, all the votes are nearly in, and it looks like it's going to be this, and then like at midnight, 1 o'clock, you had the results. Now, a month later, you still don't know with all this technology. But anyways, when that happened with Florida, I started to realize there's something wrong with our electoral system. Our votes don't count, and I stopped voting. Now, I'm considering going back to it, but it's like, I don't know. Does it still really matter? And being libertarian is like, does it really matter what I think? Because nobody cares what a libertarian thinks, you know? Because we're not like extreme. I don't agree 100% with the liberals, and I don't agree 100% with the conservatives, and I get a lot of flack from both sides. So it's like, you know, should I even bother? I don't know. It's hard to find your niche when you are libertarian. But all I'm saying, que sera, sera. To each his own. Live your life, and as long as you're not hurting anybody else, when you start hurting somebody else, stealing, murder, rape, that kind of stuff, all right, then we're going to have issues. But other than that, I don't care what you do, who you think you are, who you want to be, who you are, whatever. Don't push it on others. Don't go evangelizing. Don't try to convert people. Just be yourself. Do your thing. Let everybody else do the same thing. I think we'd all be much happier. But anyways, please remember, there are no saviors, and we need to put our differences aside to save our country and the rest of this world too. I mean, this is not just for the U.S., this is for the whole world, because it's the whole planet that is in danger. And I'm not talking about, you know, the climate change thing or anything like that. I'm talking about we, the people of this planet. Okay, so we all need to change. The whole world. We all need to stick together and say, no, this is not what we want. You know? And that's how you find your tribe too. You'll be with people, you end up being with people who are like you. You know, and it will all be fine. Oh, that group over there and the town over there, they are like this and we're like this. Okay? That's what we need to get to. Anyways, I'm going to leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.